What's going on, YouTube and all my healthies out there? Here with another video just to break down some logic real quick. This, some fresh fruits and vegetables. Got a fruit here, got some veg here. And this is some meat that was stored in the freezer and packaged on July 21st, 2014. Now, these two foods have something in common. And what is that? Is that they have both been cut off from their entire body. They've both been cut off from their life source. Okay? This used to be, say, two whole chickens. Okay? It no longer has the ability to get up and walk around. It no longer has the ability to get warm if it wants to. Okay, because it's been in the freezer. Same with these fruits and vegetables. They have no more ability to grow where they want to grow. They have no ability to convert energy, to use and expend energy. Same with this. It has no more ability to use energy or to accumulate energy. So they are similar in a sense. But you may call one dead and you may call one alive, one living. Now this is what this is what dying vegetable looks like. This is what wilting vegetable looks like. And this is what dead vegetable looks like. It's gross. It's wet, it's slimy. You would never eat that. Now, this could be equated with that because this is from 2014. This is from maybe 2 months ago. And right now it's, by the way, it's October 2015. So, if I was to cook this, it would be edible. If I was to eat it right now, it would be edible. If it was to be like in this state, if I cooked it, it would still not be edible. And it's not edible in the stage that it's in right now. Right now it's good for fertilizer. You put that back in your compost. This, similarly, is not fit for consumption the way it is. You would never feed this to your 5-year-old child, your 10-year-old child, 15-year-old child. You would never eat this yourself. I went to the grocery store and I bought both of these things. For example, you can eat this raw, how it is. You cannot eat this raw, how it is. You have to cook it. And rarely do people just put this on the grill and eat it. Some people do. Rarely do people worldwide do it. They usually mix it up, season it, marinate it, top it off with these guys. Okay? So in order to make this more flavorful, you don't use like some turkey and you don't use some beef and you serve it with some turkey and beef. Now those dudes, Epic Mealtime, they're gonna catch something quick because the way they're going, and that's how they do it. But you don't typically do that. You usually get this served with this on top and infused in it. Okay? This is vibration. There are still seeds that are alive in here. I can duplicate this. This can go on again. I can sit this in water and roots will start growing out and I can trim back these leaves and more will grow. Okay? And it won't take long. Sorry, my hands are all covered in paint. I I was airbrushing. And now the phone's ringing, but it's all good. Now, I can... Now, there's another... There's some layers to this, okay? These are both cut off from their life source and put into the grocery store. You buy them and you take them home. Only one of them you can eat how it is. The other one you can't. Only with these can you take them and plant them and have more. This one you can't. You cannot, the point of this is that you cannot get life or characteristics of healthy live vibrations from something that is completely dead, where you must cook it in order to eat it. Because anybody who's a true health guru knows the more raw something is, the better it is for you, and the more unchanged the molecular structures are. So that means that you're not a carnivore. You're not a carnivore, because if you were a carnivore, see, carnivores, they eat their prey while their heart is still beating. The blood, from the vein, should they bite it, it's squirting blood into their mouth, into the back of their throat. Okay? It's getting in their eyes. If you ever see lions after they're done, they're covered in red, they're drenched in red. We are herbivores all the way. We're not omnivores. Just because we can handle it doesn't mean we're omnivores. A lion can eat grasses, doesn't mean it's an herbivore. Now, and it's not even considered an omnivore, but it still eats grasses and fruits. Now, this is what we should be eating, because this you can graze on. This you have to chew thoroughly to unlock all the goodness. Now, say now there's a big protein thing, okay? Say this weighs, let's see what it weighs here. It weighs 0.539 kilograms. Now, I don't know how much this weighs, but if it weighed 0.9, whatever, if it was the equal weight, you would get more per square inch or whatever, however you want to do it, you would get more nutrient dense, molecularly structured, a sound molecular structure. If you were to get the same net weight of this food and that to this meat, then you would get more nutrient dense intakes in your meals, because the chicken ate that. The chicken eats this, okay? It eats vegetables. The cow eats this, all right? The cow eats vegetables. The cows eat vegetables, okay? And grains, all right? What does that mean? That means that before the cow, in order for the chicken to be this had to happen. This had to be in its body, giving it the proteins and the carbohydrates and the fats and the sodiums that it needed. Okay? Because the biggest cow is a vegan. The strongest bull is a vegan. The strongest work animals are vegans because of the nutrient density that are contained in this. And this is non-cancer causing. You don't have to cook it, so it's non-carcinogenic. You don't have to wait long, so it's easy on the world. The plant-based diet is the diet for the human being. Animals that you eat the grass, which means that it is getting its protein and using the protein from the leafy greens. Okay? Now check this. If you use the protein in your body, and then you go to the gym, and then you need more protein, and then you go to the gym again, and you need more protein, and you went for a 10-hour shift, and you go home, and you need more protein, because everybody's protein crazy, then tell me, doesn't the chicken use the protein that it gets from the leaves? Okay, it is laying eggs. That is taking mass amounts of essential building blocks out of the chicken's bloodstream, and it is having to replenish it through sugars, carbohydrates, sodiums, and fats, and proteins, and it is using them, and then the next day or the next week when they lay an egg, they have to replenish them, and then the next time they have to replenish them. A cow, the bull, they all have to replenish the muscle, the wear and tear, okay? So they eat the greens for that. They don't eat other animals for that, okay? And our intestines are just like theirs. It's just as long as theirs. It is meant to break down all this wonderful goodness. Now think about it logically, okay? Because you got to think logically about this. If you need protein to recover your muscles for one day, and then the same with the next day, and the next day, and so does the animal, it eats the protein, and then it needs more the next day, and more the next day, and it gets it from this, then what makes you think that there's any more protein in this than there is in this? It's already been used. It's already been degraded. It's already been nitrogenized. Protein breaks down to a nitrogenous matter, but so do other chemicals, okay? So do other hormones. So that means that when they are measuring the protein in the chicken or the steak, they're not measuring actual protein. And they're definitely not measuring the proteins in the same high vibration and molecular soundness for your body, so that your body doesn't have any adverse effects. It is not as complete, because you got to understand that not all proteins are the same, not all amino acids are the same, right? So as soon as the animal breaks this down, it immediately spreads to different parts of its body. So you are getting a broken down version. So when they are measuring the protein in the chicken or the steak or the fish, they are measuring nitrogen. They measure the nitrogen in it, which doesn't equate protein. It just means it is measuring the amount of nitrogenous matters in it. How come the strongest animals in the world are vegan? The biggest elephant is vegan, okay? The silverback gorilla, consisting of its diet consisting over 100 plant varieties, vegan, okay? You got to wake up here, people. You can't get the protein you think you're getting from animal. You have to go to the plants. It's quickly replenishable, it's beautiful to look at, and nobody gets hurt, okay? Because your purchase of this creates a demand. All right, somebody's got to fulfill that demand. Get off of it, and the more you do, the cheaper it'll be. All right, supply and demand. Let's do this. Let's unite. All right, plant-based. All right, you can follow me on Instagram, #Nutrition's Kitchen. As I always say, eat to live. Don't live to eat. Okay? Eat to live. Don't eat death. Don't consume something that's dead. Don't consume something that's dead. Don't consume something that's dead. Eat to live. Nutrition's Kitchen, baby.